Hello everybody on YouTube today. Haven't been on YouTube in probably about 6 months. I've been too busy with the baby. But I'm wanting to talk about all the laws that have been passed to prevent women from getting contraception, having abortions, the Planned Parenthood fights, uh, the Equal Pay Act that they want to overturn, to talk about just regular issues that are going on. The food stamp issue where they want to take food stamps and cut them instead of cutting the bloated Pentagon budget. So my first part of the thing I want to talk about is contraception. I know this has been going on for a couple weeks, this fight where they want to make it legal for a business to ask a woman before they cover her contraception what she is using it for and what her intent is. I don't think that that's proper. I don't think that that should be allowed. And I think that's just one of the most inappropriate things that anybody could want to do for a woman. That is our personal right. This is our personal decision if we want to be on contraception. It's not always for preventing pregnancy. It can be used for a number of medical conditions. I don't think that this should be a topic that anybody should be trying to take away our right to contraception. And yes, I do think it should be provided with our insurance. Viagra is provided with insurance to men. So if Viagra is provided to men, then contraception should be provided to women without question. All the issues about having sonograms for abortions, I don't think that that should be forced upon a woman if she chooses to have a sonogram before her abortion to make her decision, then that should be her right. I would never personally have an abortion, but that is not for me to judge anybody else. I am still pro-choice. Another thing that I want to talk about is I live in Arizona, and the law that they're trying to pass to make it legal for doctors to ignore anything that might be wrong with the baby or the mother to prevent an abortion. I think it's totally inappropriate and should be totally illegal. A doctor should never be able to lie to a mother or a parent of a child. I would never have an abortion if there was something wrong with my child, but it would still be nice to know so you could prepare for that. I don't think that a doctor lying to a patient is ever appropriate. They are first to do no harm. By lying to patients and not allowing them to make the proper decision about their life is inappropriate, and their license should be pulled if they are ever found to have done so. Another law that was recently passed here in Arizona, the other one wasn't passed yet, but this other one that was passed was that life begins in the first weeks after a woman's period, which, I'm sorry, my eggs unfertilized is not considered a life. So, I mean, we might as well say a man's semen is considered life after they've done their business. Another thing I wanted to discuss is the food stamp issue. I don't think that trampling on the poor or the people with little means, because most people do work and they can't afford to buy food, and cutting food stamps is never a way to go, especially with a struggling country right now. We are struggling to get back on our feet, and taking food stamps away from people with little means, or that people who don't have the money to buy food, even if they are working 2 or 3 part-time jobs or 2 or 3 full-time jobs, is never a good idea. We should never take from the poor. It's never a good idea. Now, I understand that there are some people out there who don't think that rich people should have to pay more taxes, that they should be able to keep their loopholes because they feel that someday that they will be wealthy. Well, that might be that you might be wealthy one day, but you should also want to give back to the country you say you love. And I don't like to pay taxes either, but they are a necessary evil to keep this country running. If we don't have taxes, how do we keep our military, our fire, our police? How do we keep our roads up? We don't. We have to pay taxes. I know nobody likes to pay them, but that's what keeps this country running. That's what keeps our roads up. That's what gives us mass transit. That's what gives us police and fire. If we don't pay our taxes, we don't have a military. We don't have police. We don't have fire. Yes, we would still have to pay for them, even if we didn't pay taxes. So either way, we're still having to pay a tax of some sort. And the wealthy should have to pay more because they do make more. Why should I have to pay more than a millionaire? It makes no sense. Another thing that I would like to discuss is the fact that our Congress cannot work together. They cannot compromise. And I would blame this mostly on Republican. Yes, Democrats were just as guilty of this probably during the Bush administration. I don't know. Bush was a pretty terrible president. So, I mean, maybe them not compromising as much, then was a good thing. I think one of their biggest mistakes was compromising on the wars. We should never have gone to war. These poor men and women come back from war, and they don't have the necessary things that they need. They are not taken care of properly. So maybe taking away from the bloated Pentagon budget and giving to the VA hospital to take care of these men and women is maybe a better thing, to make sure that they have all their necessary needs. Make sure that their houses aren't taken away where they're gone is one of the best things that we could do for these men. And that would be a good thing for our tax dollars to go to. But nobody wants to admit that maybe we need to pay a little bit more right now, especially while these wars are going on. Now, I can't blame all of this on our president. I would have to say most of this is Congress's fault, and this is why our country is going downhill. We should never have given these banks a bailout. If this is a so-called capitalist country, they should have been allowed to fail. Yes, it would have made it harder, but I think we would have recovered faster, even though, the banks weren't bailed out. It would have probably been a faster recovery in my mind. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I have no problem being wrong. And I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. But our Congress has a real problem admitting when they're wrong. And if there's no compromise, then we can't do anything about it. And the problem with the Democrats is they have no guts. And the problem with the Republicans is they have no brains. And they can't work together. And they want to do these cockamamie ideas that are going to destroy this country. I'm an independent myself, and that's how I usually vote. And I could say I won't vote for Mitt Romney because he's a flip-flop, and I don't know where the man stands. I don't know who I'm going to vote for this year. I don't know if I'm just going to have to just bite my tongue and, vote for... I know I'm not voting for Mitt Romney. I couldn't do it. I couldn't live with myself if I voted for him. I'll probably vote independent if there is one on my ballot here. I'm not going to stay home, though. I will, use my vote for something. I'm not going to let it go to waste. I don't know who I'm going to vote for, independent or Barack Obama. I don't know yet. But I will not vote for Mitt Romney. I can tell you that right now. He lost my vote when he decided that, women weren't as important as we should be. We are an equal part of this country, and we should be treated as such. But I'm willing for any comments, any constructive criticism. I don't mind. I probably won't be on here to check these comments. I usually don't. I'm not on here for, a month or two. All right, well, feel free to comment. Peace out, guys.